Wow. The trifecta.
Illuminati.
Illuminati.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Share the Backline, the podcast where two washed up local musicians wax poetic about gripes, triumphs, and the mundane. I am your host, O'Brien.
And Beardley.
All right, so let's get into episode number 21. Over the second hump, we are onto the camel's neck, if you will, or the
We didn't switch our microphones around like we talked about last episode.
This is fine. I got it off to the side a little bit so you can see when I'm going to start talking. We also have little signals when I'm done talking. Just pick up my coffee.
I switched too soon.
We'll get it right. Well, actually, we did get a couple responses for the guy in the chair position
Or girl.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. Possibly next Sunday we'll have a person in the chair manning the Google machine. Manning the switcheroo, so you can have two free hands.
Yeah, this one's
It's cramping up
a little bit. I mean, dude, you know how bad my hands are.
Yeah, you need some pickle juice, some mustard.
No, I think I'm good. It sucks because for work we have to use screwdrivers sometimes, and like my hands are really bad. I'm not sure what it's from. Just being overweight, like pinching my nerves or whatever. But like a lot of times when I'm using the screwdriver, he has to take over because my hands start to cramp up like crazy, and it sucks.
Perhaps you got the arthritis.
Possibly in both hands.
We'll take you to the doctor.
Speaking of doctors, I went to the dentist and it sucked. They didn't do any work, but they're like, you need a lot of work done. I'm like, yeah, I know that.
That's why I'm here.
But yeah, they didn't do anything, but I will be getting a deep clean coming soon. And like a bridge, I guess. And a few other things, which is going to be pretty expensive. So, Dr. Pepper, if you're listening.
What did you sent me that thing about if Coca-Cola takes rust off of metal, what do you think it's doing to your body? Can I park here for a minute? Dude, I fucking hate all that fucking argument. Like, oh, you use this to take the corrosion off of like batteries or whatever. It's like, yeah, I'm not fucking. I'm not made of brass. I don't have fucking rust in my esophagus. We are not this. I am not composed of fucking metal parts. I told you that, and then you looked up the amount of iron in our body. It's like, so we can rust.
Yeah, I was just trying to be a dickhead and basically put his argument to rest. Like, dude, we have iron in our body. We could rust.
Yeah, that whole thing's so dumb. Also, you know what else I've been seeing? There's a bunch of videos about they usually douchebags posting it, like talking about tortilla chips. Like, oh, would you eat fucking, because a tortilla chip, like if we have like 5 tortilla chips, that's like a whole tortilla. Why would you eat a bunch of tortillas? Like, shut the fuck up. Let me enjoy my fucking chips and salsa, you dickheads. Like, we know you're eating chips. Chips aren't fucking good for you. Whatever. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. It's so stupid. Like, everybody has to fucking, I think we mentioned this on another podcast about the AI thing. How people were enjoying it, and then people were like, well, actually, you're stealing money from artists. Sure. I mean, there are very few little things in life that we enjoy, and then people just come in and shit on them. We know we're not here to live forever, just fucking eat the chips, have a good time. Just, I guess, moderation if you want to. If you want to eat a whole bag of chips, eat a whole fucking bag of chips. This is America, man.
Dude, you sound like we started this episode off with a massive gripe. The gripe episode.
Gripe with the world. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah,
It's a gripe-a-thon.
yeah. This episode 21 is a gripe-a-thon. We are at the reins of the camel. We have gone over the 2 humps. So hang on, everybody. Hold on tight.
Dude, so I was talking, I talked about this last episode.
Yeah, go back and check out that episode.
I was talking to my cousin again, same cousin I mentioned in the last episode.
Episode 20. Go check it out.
And he said he started listening to episode 19, and we did what we just did right now. It's like call back to the previous episode. He's like, damn it, you got me. And I'm like, dude, I mean, that's how we do it.
That's how they get you.
That's how we get you. So go check out episode 20.
But I mean, it's working. So we just keep doing. We have a prime example right there. So we'll just keep referencing the last episode. And you have to go back, and then that one we referenced the one before. It's like, fuck, I'll just start at 1. First couple are kind of brutal, but whatever.
Yeah, pretty brutal. He had messaged me about something like I forgot what episode it was. I think it's probably like 2 or 3 where we play the Wounded Saints video. He's like, I'm going to copyright strike you. Like joking around, or copyright infringement. I'm suing you. And I'm like, fuck, what episode was that? He's like, oh, 2 or 3. I forget. I already forgot. I'm like, dude, once I'm done editing and it's uploaded, I forget about these episodes.
It's just wiped from your brain. We got to start like writing down. No, never mind. Like the things we can reference from old episodes. I'm getting fucking potential spam. I have my phone on the theater mode, and it still vibrates when I get a potential spam call.
I know. I was texting you last night before I fell asleep, and they were sending us text messages, which was weird.
Yeah, well, I was in Monterey Park this weekend, staying at my parents, getting fed like a Latin king. But it's I don't get any service. I mean, I know Monterey Park has like rolling hills, and I live on a mountain now. I feel like I have better cell service up here. But yeah, at the movie theater, there's fucking nothing. There's no Wi-Fi. Nothing.
It's because you're close to the satellites, dude, up here.
Yeah, I'm closer. Big old antenna on the roof of my house.
So I got a gripe, I guess.
All right. Well, so do I. So, but go for it. Go for it. That would have been a good segue because I said theater mode. But yeah, go for it. Go for it.
No, you go first. Let's hear your gripe.
All right. Can I park here for a minute? No, this is going to take a while, though. All right. So, I mean, we got time. Thanks for giving us some of your time. You hear my fucking bullshit. So, speaking of theater mode, it feels like anymore like people don't know how to fucking act at the movies. I have my movie club. What the Mackie? Shout out to the Mackie Movie Club, where we get together and we go watch movies. And he's fucking like gives us a schedule and stuff, and we have.
Don't worry, Lou. We're starting our own movie club.
Yeah, start movie clubs. They are very fun. We were talking about this podcast. I'm like, we should make a movie club podcast. I was like, I'm down. Or we can like review the movie because we hang out and stuff and like shoot the shit and talk about the movie we watch. You can tell when a movie's not good because we just bullshit after. We don't even talk about the movie. We just the movie we just witnessed.
O'Brien's like, I got all this gear at my house. You guys should come up.
Yeah, just they'll be waiting outside. And then when you leave, they come in. But yeah, so we're at this movie, and it was we were watching Shazam, and in between crying, go listen to if you're wondering why I was crying at Shazam, go listen to the last episode. But yeah, there were these kids they were a row behind us and kind of down to the side, and they were just talking through the whole fucking movie. So I realized now I was like, it was kind of insensitive. One of the episodes I said like we were raised by parents. I know there's like some people who weren't raised by parents, like the people who were raised by grandmothers or people who were raised by guardians or whatever. But please, if you are rearing any child like to grow up, we live in a society. There's a Seinfeld reference for you guys. I'm fucking Costanzing right now. They were just up there fucking talking like the theater was packed, and they were talking like everybody could hear them. They were talking like doing their own commentary for the movie, like fucking laughing at whatever they were saying. And they were acting like there was no one else in the theater. And I wasn't the best kid growing up. I was a good kid like at home and stuff, but I was a little fucking punk kid, So yeah, we got into mischief and stuff, but for some reason, and I don't know. I mean, my dad would take me to the movies all the time. We would always go to the movies, mostly because he would get some shut eye. Like taking the kid to the movie, and he would just fucking crash, and he would like knock out, and I'm like watching Ace Ventura for the fucking 90th time. But so I don't know if he taught me this, but for like the movie theater for me was always like a sacred place. Like we didn't have cell phones back then, so it wasn't really. And also like people taking pictures of the screen of the movie with their flash on or Snapchatting the movie. Why? Why people like you're spoiling it for other people. Like, 'cause you look at your Snapchat and then you see the fucking ending for John Wick 4 or whatever the fuck. And then also it's distracting. You're in a dark room for a reason. Fuck, I sound like such a dickhead right now. Fucking boomer griping. But yeah, I knew even early on, it's like you're in a movie theater, there's other people watching the movie with you, just shut the fuck up. But also these kids, like, I'm sure you don't talk to each other 24/7. So for these 2 hours, like, what do you have to talk about that's so fucking interesting? You're not that funny. It's like, let's go start a podcast. You fucking like talking so much. So I mean, they were too far for me to hit them with a shh. I've never actually done that.
No.
One of my favorite moments of the theater, there was a baby crying. Also, all right, I get like, so you can't find a babysitter. It's a fucking pain in the ass, especially if you're watching a kids movie. Don't complain about kids being in the fucking theater. I know that's kind of contrary to what I'm saying. Like, a lot of people hate when when people take kids to the movie theater. But if we're watching a kids movie, I mean, what do you say about taking kids?
I haven't been to the movie theater since the last Spider-Man, and I went by myself because we refused to take our kids to the movie. We did take my daughter to the movies for the first time, actually. But it was like an 11 o'clock show in the morning, and it was like Ping Pong and Hoagie adventures, like Parents If You Know, You Know. And like it was Ping Pong, Hoagie, and Baby Shark, like just for 2 hours.
What is a Ping Pong, Hoagie, and Baby Shark?
Ping Pong is like a cat-ish character. Hoagie is like a hedgehog, and then Baby Shark is Baby Shark.
And this was in a movie theater?
Yeah, they had I guess it was like a movie for kids, but it's basically like the YouTube video just on autoplay type of thing.
Oh, okay.
Like they were searching for stars and stuff. There was a story to it, but it was just like the same songs like over and over and over. So we took my daughter to that, but it was a Sunday morning. There was a bunch of kids there, like just running around. So like parents knew, like, hey, these kids are going to be kids. So, but like I really want to see John Wick 4, but if we can't find a babysitter, I'm not seeing it because we're not taking our kids. So that's where I stand.
Responsible parents. So one of the funniest things I've seen in a movie theater was there was a crying baby, and it wasn't like a kid's movie. It wasn't a movie where a baby should have been in there. So I get this. But there was a baby crying, and then somebody like off in the distance, you're going to tell who said it. They go,
shut that baby up.
That's all I hear. And then you see the dad get up with the baby, and then he's walking. He's like, "I'll shut you up." And as he was taking the kid out, but that's gotta be so. I would be fucking so stressed though if I had a kid or a baby, and I took it to a movie and I was crying. But here's an idea for fucking movie theater companies. You brought up a good point. There was an out a special time for that movie to be on, and a kids movie. I don't know why there aren't more kids movies like that, or I guess they wouldn't be on my radar. Maybe there are, but a movie that people know these are the movies you take your kids to, and then or a special hour for parents to take their kids on this day between this time and this time. Fucking bring your kids, and then all the parents know you're gonna have to really pay attention. Maybe they could put the subtitles on or crank up the volume, and then so the kids are cool. The parents are all cool, or fucking just have the drive-in where you would tune into a special station. I don't think they do that anymore, but you would turn your car radio to a special station, and then you would hear the audio, and then you can have headphones, silent dance parties, but for movies. And then everybody's listening on the headphones. Their kids are fucking buzzing around and stuff.
What they should do is I mean, I'm pretty sure you went to church as a kid, right?
Yeah.
What they should do is build one of those fucking silent boxes. I never understood what they were for until my wife, when my cousin got married, she's like, "Oh, I'll see if they'll let us into the crying booth." I'm like, "What's the crying booth?" She's like, "It's that booth off to the side." I'm like, "That's what it's for?"
Is that what it is? Because it's glass, right?
Yeah.
So you can still see?
Yeah, that's exactly what it's for. It's movie theaters should just fucking invest a couple bucks in that. But at the same time, aren't movie theaters dying, I guess?
Yeah. So I guess it fucking crushes what I was going to say. but I was thinking because the ArcLight in Hollywood, that's where I would go if I really wanted to enjoy a movie. Because there, if you're late, you can't buy a ticket to the movie. So they're not going to have people walking in late, disturbing other people. That was one of the first theaters where I saw assigned seating. Now everybody has assigned seating, which is cool. I'm all for it. But also because it eliminates that whole waiting in line so you get the good seat or whatever.
But that was a cool part. I remember going to see like Star Wars and having to wait in line to get a good seat.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it depends on the theater. But there was as soon as we fucking stop recording, I'm going to remember. But there was an old movie theater in Pasadena, and they would show old movies, and those midnight shows, those you would fucking, people would go turn up. You would see smoke fucking coming up and stuff. And then I remember, this was back when I was drinking. So I remember we took in tall cans and stuff, and people were just I was bring your own food, bring your own snacks or whatever. And we used to watch old movies. We saw Fight Club at midnight there, and they would do the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and people would dress up and stuff. So it was a lot of fun. But I started thinking a movie theater like the ArcLight, where it's almost you get cheaper movies, but you have to have a membership to get in, and then have the ArcLight would have somebody sat at the front to make sure the picture was good, to make sure the audio was good, and they would chill for a while during maybe half of the movie just to, I guess, make sure nobody was in there fucking on their phones or talking or whatever. But there's got to be some kind of there's sound sensors, and then when people start talking, it flashes a thing on the screen, so everybody's shut up, or the lights come on, so everybody kind of shaming people into fucking behaving at movie theaters. It's you guys can't shut the fuck up for 2 hours. And I mean, those kids weren't that funny. I heard everything they said. They were "Oh, that's a good one. I'm gonna bring that up on the pod."
Have you ever went and looked for an usher during a movie? If somebody is texting on their phone with their brightness, my wife always gives me shit because I use my phone at full brightness. Fight me. My eyesight is this prescription is super old. The glasses are new, but the prescription is super old. So my eyes are going bad. But I'll look at the screen full brightness. But more than once, like probably like 3 times, I've gone and looked for an usher because the person's sitting like right in front of me, full brightness, just texting throughout the entire movie. Have you ever like gone and looked for somebody?
No, I grew up Catholic, so I ain't no snitch. But
No, dude, this is your fucking movies are expensive, dude. Fuck that.
yeah, that too is like I've definitely thought about it before. They should have like a thing where you can just text this number.
That's what we're talking about, though. Like people texting in front of you. Like,
I know, but if you send like a quick text, your brightness is down. Like even during the previews, if I happen to have fucking cell service and I'm like responding to text message, even while the trailers are going, like I'll cover it like with my jacket or whatever, and then send a message that way with the brightness down. I'm not a fucking animal, but they should have like a little hotline that you can text message and they're like, oh,
Edwards, AMC, all those fucking movie companies. Here's a free one. You could pay me later. Make an app. In that app, you have an usher hotline where you just press a button, usher comes to your movie theater. That's it.
oh, boom, like a fucking airplane, like a boom.
Yeah, exactly. Call an usher, and you know what really, well, this doesn't really piss me off, but what they started doing, like you could order food from your phone and they'll bring it to your seat.
At the movie?
Yeah, like at least the AMC I know in what city is that?
You'll remember once we stop recording.
Yeah, I think it's like Anaheim or close to Anaheim, whatever city before that is. I forget what city it is. But I know they do it, and then the new movie theater by my house does it, where you could order food and drinks and stuff. And I was right. I fucking switched it, and I'm sorry. I'll fix it in editing. But yeah, they'll bring you food and shit to your seat.
Yeah, it's really cool. They do that at the Rain games now, but I've never tried it. I think it's like through DoorDash or Postmates or something.
No, you order through DoorDash and you like skip the line. Basically, go pick it up at the concession stand.
Oh, really? Yeah, it's still kind of cool, especially when it's like a weekend game. It's all packed. But yeah, like plenty of cool ideas. I feel like a piece of shit for saying this, but the other thing is that the ArcLight movie theater was a lot more expensive, and that would kind of price out the riffraff. It sucks. I feel like such a dick for saying it, but I knew I was going to pay extra money, but I knew I was going to be able to sit there and just fucking enjoy the movie and not have to do
I went there once, and my wife will like never let it down. She's like, it was so fun. I think it was like $30 ticket or something like that. Mm-hmm. And back then it was the first Transformers movie, so we weren't making like a ton of money at the time, and being kids, but we went and saw it. Like that was my first experience with assigned seating, because we didn't make so much money. We were going to the movie theater in Uptown Whittier. I think it was like $7 to go see a matinee or something.
Yeah,
and their matinee was like before 7:00. So that's where we would always go. And we went to the ArcLight, and I'm like, fuck. I don't know. I wouldn't have gone back. Well, you can't go back now. They closed it, right?
I think so, yeah. Actually, I haven't been back, so I don't know. I know during COVID they were talking about closing it down, so I don't know. But that's a Hollywood one. That one had the dome where you can watch stuff.
Yeah.
And then the AMC in Pasadena in Colorado at the mall, mm-hmm. That one, they turned that one into an ArcLight. I don't know if it's still there or not. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you would pay you would give them the extra money, and but you knew what you were gonna get. You're gonna get fucking nice movie and intro. A lot of the times, like the actors would be in there, and that was where I met Kevin Smith. He was walking out of a movie, like, oh shit, and he's like fucking automatically like handed the phone to somebody and take a picture. Like he knows what's up. But and sometimes like people involved in the movie, they'll just show up and watch the movie, and then they'll do like a little intro, like, oh, we have a special guest to intro the movie, blah blah blah. And so you pay the extra money, but you know where that money's going. It's like going to a nice restaurant. You're gonna enjoy your meal, you're gonna enjoy your movie if you go there. So I was thinking like it'd be cool to have fucking one of my dreams as a kid was to own a movie theater. So I wanted it to be good and also inexpensive. But then the thing, people are just like, you know, if it's cheap, you know, people aren't gonna. They're not gonna treat it with that kind of respect, which sucks. That's fucking capitalism, baby. That's just the way it goes, and that's probably why they charge so much at Disney and stuff. Like, have you heard about all the fights and things at Knott's? Now there's like a curfew, and you need to have a chaperone and shit to go to Knott's. But it's because they're cheaper, so people would rather go there than Disneyland. But then, you know, it sucks. But if you're not investing that much money into something, you're gonna just fucking go all the time and not actually. God, I feel like such a dick, but you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
So
I get it. I totally get it. You don't want to price people out, but at the same time, you're trying to price out certain people. I think. Yeah, I'm not going to say more because I'm going to say something that's probably like super offensive.
Trying to price out the poor. I'm a poor, and as I get it, so it'd be nice to not pay so much, not have to pay so much to enjoy something, like not have to pay for so much to go to the ArcLight, because then I know fucking people are. It's a bunch of fans of the movies that are there to enjoy something. So I was thinking like it'd be cool to have like a theater where you get a fucking there's a membership, and then there's like fucking gatekeeping too. God damn. But they're cheap, the concession's cheap, and you go there, you have a fucking good time, but you shut the fuck up when the movie's on. You know, there are ways around it, like you said, like the usher call, or like turning the lights on when people start talking, pausing the movie, so everyone fucking just basically shaming people into shutting the fuck up to enjoy a movie. But there is a lot of people not being that self-aware going around, and it's just. That's what you should teach elementary schools. How to do your taxes, how to run a checkbook. Oh, how to budget life, and also how to be self-aware. How to
shut the fuck up during a movie.
Yeah. Or yeah, just how to be mindful of people around you and not be such a dickhead. But I also saw this fucking crazy stat, dude. It was like between, I think it was a crazy stat, and then I don't have the stat. It was something ridiculous. I think it was between 40 and 70% of people don't have an inner voice. They don't have an inner dialogue.
I don't know if I do.
Of course you do. I've heard it. I've seen you fucking. I've seen the gears turning, the fucking hamster fucking buzzing around in your head. I can almost hear it.
Okay, so what do you mean by inner voice, though? Like, because most of the time I'm just thinking like of shit to do for the podcast, really, or like, you know, something at the house or something.
Yeah, but you hear yourself thinking, like you're, because it turned very, very existential very, very quickly. Right? You have a voice in your head, not like schizophrenia voices.
The one that tells me that
Stop.
The ones that tell me I should hurt people.
Start that fire. No,
kidding. That was a joke. I don't hear voices. I don't need.
Back me up here, people. You know what I'm talking about, right? There's your own voice.
I don't do
telling you your thoughts.
I don't know. I've never like seen it that way. Like when I'm thinking of stuff, I don't think of it in my voice. Like, if that's what you mean, like I'm not talking to myself. Like I hear myself when I'm talking out loud, like, oh, I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to do this.
So in this room, the stat is 50% of people don't have an inner dialogue.
Like when I think inner dialogue, I'm thinking like the Wonder Years or something.
Well, I guess it is kind of like that. Like you're thinking like, Okay, well, here's a. I can't believe we're getting into this. Here's a, for instance, like, oh, I should probably change the angle of that camera. Oh, I'm kind of hungry. Where should I stop to eat? No,
No, I don't do that at all.
what's in your head right now? walk us through a day in the life of Beardley's head.
Like right now, I'm trying to see if like if I have an example of if I ever had that really. Because all right, let's just say we're at work, and we set our day basically. So like once that's done, I'm not thinking about it. I'm just like, okay, we're gonna get there and do this, and that's it. Like that's when we're setting it. When we're in the car or something, I'm like, I want to look this up. So I do it. I think that like translates to like also if I want something, I'm gonna buy it. Like right then and there. Mm-hmm. So I don't give myself a chance to really think about it. Like if I'm hungry, I'm stopping. I'm not gonna think about, oh, I'm hungry. What can I do later? Oh, I gotta make sure I do that. Like I don't have that at all.
What is happening here? Yeah. You're living your life like an animal. Not in a bad way. But
I don't know what to say. Like, I don't have an inner voice, I guess.
So it's more of an impulse. Like you have impulse instead of thoughts or ideas.
I mean, you know me. I have tons of ideas.
Yeah, that's why I'm fucking having such a hard time with this right now.
But I think it goes back to that, like, I got to get them out type of thing. I can't just keep them up here because I'll forget.
Maybe we're wrong. Maybe the 30% of us that do have that voice, maybe we're wrong. Maybe that's why we're so fucking... so many people are just so troubled.
Because every time you see me like zoning out, and you'll mention like, oh, dude, like, what do you think? Like, I see the wheels turning, and I'm telling you, like, and I'm telling you everything at once. I'm not like, oh, I shouldn't say this, like, what I'm thinking. Like, everything I think of, I put down on paper or tell you or tell my wife. Like, I'm not just sitting there thinking. I'll go fucking crazy.
Maybe that's you're like, you're a fixed gear. You're just like a fixie bike. Like it's just like gears, like just 1 to 1. Mine's like a watch, and that's probably why I get nothing done. It's just so many gears have to be in motion and functioning and greased up in order for something to happen. But maybe that is the way to be. Just a fixed gear.
Just get it done, baby.
Yeah, there you go. That's why we have all of this. And it's fucking blowing my brains out that all of this was done on a fixed gear, a fixed mental gear. Oh my God, my brains are blown.
I'm still confused. Like I don't understand. Like having
be a pretty good episode. I'm learning so much here.
Like like the thing, like I said, the things I think about when you say like inner voice is something like the Wonder Years.
Like you're talking to yourself.
Yeah. Like, I know that I never really watch. I've seen episodes. I know what it's about, but think of like Seinfeld. It's a show about nothing. You're going through this kid's life, but he delivers a monologue over like voiceover type of thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't do that. Like I don't have an opening SNL monologue constantly going in my head type of thing, You're looking at me like I'm fucking weird.
You're a fucking alien. No, I'm looking at myself now. Am I weird? That fucking Kevin Arnold brain? What is that? Speaking of Kevin Arnold, he's fucking he's fucking going downhill pretty quickly, or whatever his real name is. But anyways, all right. We should do a poll when we drop this episode.
Yeah.
Are you Kevin Arnold brain or are you a fixie? A fixed gear?
I guess I'm a fixed gear, dude. Like, I can't explain it though. Well, I guess I did. I think about what I'm going to say most of the time. Like, think before you speak type of thing. You know, if you don't got anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Shout out Bambi. But I can't keep it in. If I keep it in, I'm going to forget, especially if I have a good idea. That's why I'm constantly telling you, like, oh, write that down. Like for our 800 shirt ideas or whatever. Write that down because I'll forget. Because it doesn't. Dude, I have so many useless facts up here that I can't keep shit. Like, I have to clean my cache.
Dude, it's at a point where, like, because me and my family would go to Mexico for like a month every year. When I would be there, I'd just be speaking nothing but Spanish, and my voice would talk to me in Spanish. So my thoughts when I think of stuff, it was in Spanish. I'm fucking freaking out here. So comment down below, guys, or on the reel for this episode. Like, do you have an inner voice?
Or are you like me and you don't? Like, you're just... I don't even think it's like a fly by the seat of your pants type of... Is that the saying? I think you had mentioned...
Yeah, where you just kind of fucking do. I guess that am I dumb? I'm dumb. So it's kind of like when they say there are doers and there are thinkers. The doers are probably on the fixed gear. They just fucking do it, and if it works, it works. If not, whatever. But then there are the thinkers that are, useless philosophy majors. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, people that think about shit and write shit down. That's probably like doers probably write more shit down than thinkers.
Why do you think I have so many notebooks?
Fucking brains right out the back of my head.
I mean, I'm constantly looking for something to write with, like, because I have to get it down. And everybody's like, oh, just use your phone. It's like, it's not the same for me, at least. Like, when we were starting to write lyrics, like just messing around in the car, like for me, what? For me is like, I don't know, maybe there's more passion in the longhand.
Yeah.
Or I can get my point because...
your point. I see what you did there. You get your ballpoint across.
Shut up. But like, no, if I'm writing something out, I know when it's important because I'm either like bolding it myself or underlining it or, doing something so I know that it's important. But if I type it out on my phone, it's just like, yeah, I can highlight it but that's extra steps. Like I got things that I got to get out. I can't go back and bold it and forget what I'm talking about or thinking about.
Yeah, and in my head, I'm just screaming at myself. It's all caps. But yeah, you're right. It's probably now for like a younger generation, it's typing it out is more of a fixed programming, or like for us, like you can write something without looking. That's probably more subconscious, on a subconscious level, where it helps you remember because the motion of your hand will put the words into that like long-term memory. So when you write stuff down and you see it like that written down in your handwriting and your hand made that motion, it's probably easier to remember than now. It's like it'll probably stick more if somebody types it out or with their thumbs or whatever, because they're, kids now are growing up with the iPhone and the iPads and shit.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely see what you're saying. But all I thought, like, well, you could write without looking. Dude, I could text without looking. Do you remember T9?
Yeah, hell yeah. The fucking T9 Pro.
Dude, it's like phone in my backpack, just learning, and just T9 everything. For those that don't know, T9. So if you look at your phone, open up the phone app for all you youngsters. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 all have letters attached to it. In T9, when you wanted to text somebody and you need, let's say you wanted to spell cat, you'd have to hit 2, 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
So A, B, C. And then you have to hit 2 again. And then I forget, I think it's 8.
Yeah, you had to like wait for a second for the cursor to move over.
Yeah. So you had to
Because you were
spell
hitting the
everything
same
out
number.
with numbers.
Yeah.
And then I think, what is it, like 7 and 8, I think, have four letters.
Yeah, but you still do it because they'll be like, call 1-800, share the backline.
Yeah.
And then you have to look at the phone, dial the number.
Yeah, no, nobody's doing that now, dude. They'll just Google it, get the number off there, click it. And
Yeah, if you want an example of it, watch The Departed because he sends a text message and he has it in his. Oh, God damn, you haven't seen that either, huh? Scorsese.
I have. I don't remember it, though. I don't remember that scene.
They were like doing a raid or whatever, and he has his phone in his pocket, and then he sends a text message. But it's like a burner phone, like a flip phone, because when you're sneaky, you get flip phones from fucking CVS or whatever, and then you throw the SIM card out.
That's with Leo, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Matt Damon, Jack Nicholson.
Yeah. Okay.
Alec
Isn't Mark
Baldwin.
Wahlberg in it?
Mark Wahlberg, yeah.
Wahlberg.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite scenes. Just like Alec Baldwin's like, "What do you want to go? You want to go smoke? You don't smoke? What are you, one of those health nuts? Go fuck yourself." Like all quick like that. And at the movie theater, I was fucking dying. Nobody was laughing. I was like, "That was really good."
So you were the asshole in the movie theater.
Yeah, I was like, "Ah!" And I was smoking a cigar. That's kind of a Simpsons reference for you. It was a reference of Cape Fear on The Simpsons. That's my favorite episode. I did all the maths. But I was trying to figure out which season of The Simpsons was my favorite, and then which episode was my favorite. And it's the Cape Fear episode. Go watch it. It's the one where Sideshow Bobby steps on the rake and it hits him. But yeah, that episode's fucking gold.
Is that the one where they take over the camp?
No. That's Camp Krusty.
Mr. Black.
Yeah. Leave you in good hands with Mr. Black.
That's a good one. Dude, that your gripe went all sorts of places right now.
I know, yeah. We were talking about kids talking in a movie theater. And then you blew my brains out. So this is a learning pod. Learned a lot today. And also, we got some good polls out of it. Do you have a Kevin Arnold brain? But yeah, so going back to
Did you write that down?
No. Oh, I should write it down, huh? No, I'll remember because the voice in my head told me. But going back to that, it'd be cool to like a cheap movie theater with affordable
A crying zone?
A crying zone, kids hour, kids movies, a bell where you can call somebody in, which would probably be me if I owned a movie theater where I can't afford fucking employees. I'll be making the popcorn. Oh shit, somebody called me.
Birth the popcorn again. Who are you talking to? Myself.
And shut the fuck up. It's on the inside, okay? And also a membership, so everybody will be there. Do you think Blockbuster will ever come back? Speaking of memberships,
Dude, I'll get to my gripe later, I guess. But like this, because this ties into like social media stuff. They brought back all their social media.
Blockbuster did?
Yeah. I think they activated like their Twitter, Instagram. I haven't looked at it, but I just read that they brought everything back.
Well, there's a new, I think it's on Netflix. There's a new show about the last Blockbuster. Not like a documentary. It's like a sitcom.
Yeah, yeah. I tried watching it,
Yeah, it's pretty lame.
but yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Wow,
Jeez.
the trifecta.
Illuminati.
Illuminati. I don't know why that was, but dude. So like I found out. Well, it wasn't really around. It was one video, but like I was watching a video on MySpace, and some crazy facts about it is Mark Zuckerberg went to the owners of MySpace and asked them if they wanted to buy the Facebook for $30 million.
The Facebooks?
The Facebook. That was before it was, they dropped the. Dude, they would have fucking crushed anything and everything. MySpace was already big. I forgot the name of the video, but it's an interesting watch. If you have a couple couple minutes. The dude, not Tom, his partner, he bought the domain for something cheap, and then they were working for this other company. And he's like, "Oh yeah, let's start a social media website." And he's like, "Oh, I got the perfect domain already, a domain name," and it was MySpace. I thought I had a burp. That's why I switched it over to you. And you're just
And I was just staring at you blankly, talking to myself in my head.
dickhead. But yeah, I was listening to, I think, it was Joe Rogan, the Joe Rogan Experience, and they were talking about the TikTok ban. And like, I was watching a few videos on the hearing, if you want to even call it that, whatever it was. It was so brutal, dude. Seen a bunch of boomers trying to talk. It's like, are you taking pictures of my face every time? And the guy's like trying to answer, and he's like, are you taking pictures or not? And the guy's like, well, are you taking pictures? He's like, well, if you give me a chance to answer, I'm going to answer you. He's like, no, we're not. But if you're using one of our filters, yeah. Well, that doesn't, it's just fucking crazy. And like the lady couldn't pronounce algorithm. She just like skips over it and stuff.
Yeah, it was fucking pretty brutal to watch. That one is like, you're looking at my pupils to see if they're dilated so you can adjust my algorithm so I see the things that make my pupils like dilate. He's like, no, but we have to know where your eyes are so we can put sunglasses on them for a filter or whatever. Yeah, it's fucking hard to watch. Just that people have fucking absolutely no idea how any of this works. It's like having me fucking trying to question this dude. They should be questioning him and like for info, just like, how do filters work? And then you can explain it. And like, okay, that makes sense. And that one guy, do you access the Wi-Fi network when I use your app? It's like, yeah, but so does everything else that you do on your phone when you're on the Wi-Fi. He was like, what did he say? He's like, if you're on the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it was brutal, dude. And like going back to Joe Rogan, they were talking about like maybe because the U.S. did that too with MySpace, Facebook, whatever. They're sending back that data, and it's just like a conspiracy theory put on your tinfoil hat type of thing. Where is like the ban on TikTok only happening because it wasn't made in America type of thing.
Yeah.
You go back to MySpace, you go back to the beginning of Facebook. Both made here in America, like. They're collecting all the data they can, and now China came out with TikTok, and
yeah, it's because somebody else is getting the money. So, I mean, they're able to, like, the Mark Zuckerbergs or the Toms, they were able to pay American politicians to lobby against any kind of regulation for social media or internet or data mining or anything like that. So they can't really. I don't think they could do that with TikTok. It's not an American company. So, I mean, I guess you could, like, through like a shell corporation or whatever, try to send money to certain politicians, but their government doesn't run the same way. I don't think they have lobbyists and shit in China. So it is just something they can't control. So they got to fucking nix it.
Yeah. And that means Vine, you better come back, dude. I fucking miss Vine. Vine was so cool. Were you ever on Vine?
No. I'm not even on TikTok. Well, I have a TikTok, but I mean, I only open it when like you send me a link or something.
I sent you a video the other night on like housing and stuff, like the first time homebuyer thing, and I don't know. But Vine, dude, you play a Vine compilation for either me or my wife, and we're quoting each one. Like like me and my wife, we talk pretty much in Vines constantly. It's starting to translate to TikToks a little bit, but it's mainly the songs, you know. But like road work ahead, yeah, I sure hope it does. Her
like we're like on the last episode. You're that guy. You know all the things he said. Those were all Vine references.
yeah, pretty much everything I have is a Vine reference. But speaking of my wife, she gave me her coffee list. This was a couple episodes ago.
Jeez.
Where we asked you guys, we put a poll out and got some interesting answers and stuff. But it's like I asked you, like, what are your in like rank worst to least, like between Dunkin', Coffee Bean, Starbucks, and Dutch Bros.
Pass the Dutch chip on the left hand side.
They can't see it. Pick it up. What? So she gave me her list because she heard the episode.
All right, let's hear it.
From worst to best, she put Dunkin' at the bottom, of course, correct? Then she went Dutch Bros.
Wow, towards the bottom?
And I almost packed up and left. No, just kidding.
Yeah, I'm going to buy cigarettes.
Dude, she had asked, like, I guess she had a dream that we had another set of twins. And I told her, I'm like, if that happens, I'm going to go look for 4 gallons of milk and cigarettes. And she did not like that. No. That was pretty funny. I thought it was funny. So, yeah, Dunkin', Dutch Bros, Coffee Bean, and then she added a wild card. She put Rad Coffee.
Ooh.
And Starbucks at the top.
Nice.
No, I enjoy Rad. I enjoy Rad Coffee because they close at midnight.
Yeah.
But like anytime we go there, she has like her orders basic. Like that's a basic mocha, like frappa caca, whatever.
Mocha choca bullshit.
Yeah, but no whipped cream. She's like, their whipped cream is terrible. But I'm like, but why Dutch Bros at the bottom? And she's like, I haven't had anything good there. And that brings me to my gripe that I was mentioning earlier. I have a gripe with Dutch Bros.
Ooh.
I won't go to Coffee Bean for one reason, and that's because when we got a latte there, they burnt our espresso.
One time.
Dutch Bros burnt my espresso.
Oh, no. This is a new location, though. You gotta give them a little leeway.
Yeah, it was the newest of the 3 that are in like a mile radius from my house. It was the newest one. But that same time, like my wife's drink, she got, I forgot, like White Zombie or something. Or something like that. And I tasted it and it tasted weird. Like it tasted almost soapy. I guess maybe the blender that they use, maybe a little bit of soap left. I don't know. But it was not good. And do better. New location. That's just my gripe. I'm like, don't burn my espresso.
They gotta get the reps in. And they get the reps in. They get the drinks down. They'll be fine.
Yeah. Have you noticed like all the kids working at Dutch Bros are kids?
Yeah.
Like it looks like they're straight out of high school. It's not like you go to Starbucks and you like there's a good age
range.
age range. Like everybody at Dutch Bros is even like the managers and stuff, because we've been to like 3 new locations and they all have staff that comes in to show people how it's done. Like all those people were super young.
Yeah.
That's just something I noticed. So, yeah, I think they just got to get reps in.
Yeah. You got the reps in. I like that wild card though. Rad's pretty good. Not a lot of locations though. They got the Upland one, the OG, then the West Covina one, which the building used to be a Starbucks. Thought that was kind of cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then
Long Beach.
Long Beach, right? Yeah. Just for your spooky coffee needs, punk rock spooky coffee needs. But our list that we posted, they were coffee chains that you and I had been to. So a lot of people mentioned Seven Leaves or like Lee's Coffee. So I finally had Seven Leaves this weekend for the first time. Fucking good, dude. We got their house coffee, and that one is just basically a Vietnamese iced coffee. And they use they give you the old the seal on top like you would with boba. And they have boba drinks and stuff too, but just the house coffee. It tastes just like a Vietnamese iced coffee, like a Lee's Coffee, but just a tiny little bit better. They like put cinnamon on top and stuff, and so it's just like having a Vietnamese iced coffee, just a little extra love. There's a little love in there.
Yeah, I mean, I lived in Rolling Heights, so I've been to. It's been years, but I've been to Lee's quite a few times, and I'm just trying to remember. I think maybe I forgot because I don't want to. I want to surprise myself on how hyper I got, like drinking Vietnamese coffee.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been wanting to go back. But have you been to? I think it's like Terra Mia or something like that. It's like a Spanish coffee house.
Yeah. There's one in Montebello that I've been to.
Dude, that one in Montebello, right there on Beverly.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves went to that one.
Oh, really? They put his picture up.
No, I saw it because I grew up in Montebello. I still consider that my home, like you do Monterey Park. So I still follow on Facebook. You're from Montebello and they had posted a picture of him there. I was like, oh shit, that's pretty random. But now that like thinking about it, Montebello, there's a bunch of like different communities in Montebello, and like a huge part of Montebello is Armenian. So like this kid I went to school with, I guess his cousin who lived in Montebello, his godfather was Slash. So Slash was always in Montebello.
Oh shit.
Like the guys from System of a Down were always in Montebello. Like a lot of that shit. I was like, oh man. But nobody famous comes out of it. Or I think, what's that band? Great White? I think the singer came out of Montebello.
Oh really?
Yeah.
It's fucking dope. Yeah, Montebello has a lot of history. A lot of cool fucking tidbits.
And new history, they fucking had a tornado.
Oh yeah. Shout out to survivors of the Montebello tornado. Hurricane Ultima, as you're calling it.
That was fucking insane. Like watching the videos, because that was on, I think, Washington and Maple. They said it was. My mom used to work at the storage place right there on Maple. There's a big church right there. You go up Washington, make a left on Bluff, make a left. I'm like 6 streets. I was 6 streets away from there. So I could have like looked out my house and like, oh shit, there's a tornado in California. But there was another one too in Santa Barbara, I think they said it was, but it wasn't as big as the Montebello one.
Yeah, I was reading up on it, and apparently they're pretty common in California. Something like 100 tornadoes touched down in California. It's just that they never happen like where you could see them. Like there's so much of California is rural.
Yeah, we've seen like 90% of it working.
Yeah, there is so much nothing in California. I mean, it's beautiful, but there's a lot of just like everything's condensed and then just a shitload of nothing, just an abyss of desert and mountains and stuff.
What's that highway where we always stop at that one Chevron? Is that the 138?
I think so, yeah.
Just like complete nothingness and then a house and then an abandoned house, and then
A couple gas stations, and then more nothing.
yeah.
So, not that uncommon. But we were talking about like the fucking Snowmageddon, the fucking Hurricane Ultima, and then all we need now is for California to actually California and fucking give us an earthquake. Like Jesus Christ, what else can happen in the last couple months? Been a brutal year.
This week's been brutal. This week's been a brutal year.
This week's been a year.
Only because my new obsession is F1 racing. Drive to Survive season 5 is out on Netflix. I've been telling you got to watch it, so I can tell you box. You need fresh tires. Like, I've been super obsessed with fucking F1 recently, and it's because of that show. Like, on the last episode, somebody asked, like, what's your favorite TV show? I should have said Drive to Survive, because I've, like, you know, you go on YouTube, my YouTube now, and you'll see, like, they're coming up more recent, or more frequently, not recently, more frequently, it's like F1 videos, like top 5 F1 fights, or top 5 F1 moments, or something like, you know, some variation of that. And dude, I cannot stop fucking watching videos on F1. I won't watch the race. Just tell me who wins and show me some highlights, but it's fucking interesting, dude.
You're like the hockey fan that just checks fucking hockeyfights.com the next day. Just, dude, there are fights in F1?
Yeah, there definitely is. I mean,
do the linesmen come in and break it up? Are there fights between the pit crews? Like a line brawl?
Yeah. Kind of, but it, you know, it's not as intense as hockey. Like, it's usually broken up pretty quickly. They don't want that shit. Like F1 is held to a super high standard, you know, because they're traveling all over the globe, the flat globe, the flat Earth.
Why would you say traveling all around the world? You mean traveling through the world or above it?
Yeah, hitting that. They're gonna hit that glass ceiling. I'm sorry.
Don't fly too high.
But yeah, I fucking love F1 now, dude. I won't watch the races, but I'll follow it, watch highlights, see who wins, who doesn't.
You said fights. You might have had me on fights. So it's kind of like the Tour de France, but with fucking jets on wheels. Where it's like at that, like, or like Wimbledon, like it's like prestigious.
Yeah, but it's like every week, which is cool. But you have to watch Drive to Survive. Next time, instead of putting a movie on, I'm gonna put on, because now we got, again, we're still looking for somebody. We might have somebody coming next week, but like we got the Mac hooked up to the TV.
Yeah.
Instead of your phone, because usually, like, you guys see this right here. Before, O'Brien would have to hook up his phone to the TV. How he did that was magic. I don't know, because there's no HDMI port on this thing. I'm just kidding.
There isn't.
But now, like, I hooked it up to the Mac, and I'm not going to put him, because you told me this last week, like we had to record some stuff, and you're like, no lollygagging. I'm like, bitch, you put on a movie.
Dickhead.
You put on a movie, and you're like, oh, it's a good one. So I'm watching it.
I'm trying to cure your inner child. I'm trying to heal him.
And I end up watching like 90% of the movie. I'm like, oh, I got to set the cameras.
Yeah, I even walked in this time and I was like, what the hell? You didn't pop in a movie?
But everything was
Blockbuster over here.
But everything was set up. Everything was ready to go.
Yeah, true. We did get more done. I'll heal your inner child next week.
No, next week is going to be Drive to Survive Season 1 with Daniel Ricciardo.
Yeah, so we could just put it up on the Mac and it'll play through here. Also, the dongle, what I was doing with my phone, like it was so fucking finicky. If you just touched it, it would disconnect.
I want you to, I think I mentioned like on the pod before, like the RCA cable that you have, or that you, now that I got you new ones, like it's literally like 3 feet. Pull up the RCA cable that you were using before.
I can. It's wrapped around the leg.
It's wrapped around the leg like a fucking snake. This thing is like 100 meters long. It feels like. And I'm like, dude, I have to get a new one.
Yeah, it's like 16 cheeseburgers long in American units of measure. It's like 14 drumsticks.
Yeah, super long and then annoying. Kicking in like it will, like this hasn't gone off once. No.
Yeah, it was annoying because it only had to be like a foot long, and it would have giggity. It would have served its purpose here, but instead it's like wrapped around, fucking coiled around the table.
So I know for sure we've mentioned that we're doing stuff to the room, and we're working on it. And it's been a month, and we still haven't put our shelves up.
We'll get around to it. We're more focused on providing quality content and getting our
that's what it is.
Getting my brains blown up by your inner voice not being existent.
Yeah,
being non-existent.
We're I don't know. We're gonna make it look nicer because we still got to do stuff for Death Claws and stuff and do all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Got anything else, dude?
What are we at?
An hour and change.
Nice. That was a good episode.
Yeah,
I learned a lot.
Talking about it before, I'm like, fuck, how are we gonna fill out an hour, dude? And I think that happens to us all the time, though. It's like, well, what do you want to talk about today? I don't know. I don't have anything. Well,
that happens to you all the time. I'm just kidding. Just hit record, man. Fucking
Dickhead.
Magic will happen. Dickhead. Did you go through everything?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I was going to talk about like some more useless MySpace facts, but that's about it.
I want the next one to be a death clause. So
well, it's not going to be because we can't tell people when they're coming out.
Fuck. I already messed up. The next one won't be a death clause. Oh, I wasn't supposed to wink, huh? I said the loud part. I said the quiet part loud.
Your inner,
fuck,
your inner voice fucking exploded out.
Oh, God damn it. Yeah, my filter. My filter's down. I got to change my filter. I'm on a fixed gear right now. See what you did to me?
It's the way to live, man.
Be a doer, not a thinker. Just do. Don't think.
Just do it. Do it. Do it.
All right. Let's get out of here.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us again. Or if it's your first time, thank you. We appreciate it. When you're listening to this, have a great morning, great evening, great afternoon.
Yeah, have one of those.
All right. We'll talk to you later. Peace.